Good evening. This is Shri here again with the new podcast. We just wrapped up a lot of the cricket and golf and tennis. We're going to pivot to football. The NFL training camps have opened in pretty much every team. And today I'm going to be joined by two of my favorite people in the world, my kids, Aneesh and Akshay, and we're going to be quickly going through the Patriots schedule and kind of coming up with our prediction for each and every game. And it's going to be a quick one. I know we are still about more than almost, I would say, a couple months away, or maybe a month away from the start of the first game against the Eagles. And we're still in training camp. Training camp is in full flow. I've been kind of watching what Mac Jones is doing along with Bailey Zappi, along with the new Billy O'Brien. Last year was a disaster for the Patriots with an 8-9 record, and they didn't make the playoffs. So this is going to be an interesting year for the Patriots. So let's start. Good evening, Aneesh and Akshay.
Hello. Good evening.
Okay, all right, let's go to the first game, guys. We have the Eagles at the Patriots. Eagles coming off a Super Bowl loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. They still have all their key pieces. Jalen Hurts just got a big contract, and they still have their offensive line. They're still dynamic on their weapons as well. So what do you guys think about, Anish, let's start with you. What do you guys think about the first game, Eagles and Patriots?
So I think for the Pats, at least, there'll be a little bit of nostalgia because this is the game that they're honoring Brady at home for the season opener. But ultimately, I don't think that they're going to be able to win this game. I think the Eagles just have too many playmakers on offense, and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. But I also think that the Eagles have a really good defense, and they improved this year with Jalen Carter from Georgia in the draft. And I think the Patriots are going to be hard tasked to put any points up on this defense or even stop the Eagles. I do think it'll be a close loss just because of Brady being there and all the emotions, but I don't think they're going to come away with this one.
Okay, so Anish is calling for Patriots loss, and Akshay, what do you think about it?
I'm going to be completely honest. I do not think the Patriots stand a chance in this game. I think the Eagles, coming off a very heartbreaking loss in the Super Bowl, they're going to be fueled or revenge. They're going to try to want to get every single point they can. And I think the Patriots, even though, like my brother said, it's Tom Brady's return back to, and it's like tribute in Foxborough, I don't think the Patriots will be able to do much against this juggernaut of a team.
Okay, so both of you are going with the Eagles win, and I'm actually going to go the other way. I think Tom Brady's presence is going to fuel the Patriots. I think the Patriots' new offense, they're going to come up with a lot of gimmicky plays. And I think the Eagles are still reeling from the Super Bowl loss. They should have won this game. They were up by 10 points. I'm actually calling for an upset, guys. I'm going with the Patriots. And then, so I have 1-0. You both have like 0-1. So let's go to the next game. This is a game that the Dolphins have always had Patriots number, especially Tua. And it's the Dolphins at Patriots, the second home game in a row. Anish, what do you think about that?
So I think finally the Patriots are going to beat Tua Tagovailoa. I think this year, although the Dolphins are bringing back their weapons and Waddle and Tyreek Hill, I think this new offense with Bill O'Brien, this will be their second week with the two tight end set and Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki. I think they're at home. They have the throwback uniforms in this game. I think coming off that Eagles game, which I think they're going to lose close, I think they're going to have a lot more confidence. I think they're going to be able to get pressure on Tua. They've always been able to do that. They just have never been able to score enough points. So I think the Pats are going to pull this one out. Look for a Judon couple sacks in this game. I think the Pats are going to win this one by 7 points.
Okay. Akshay, what do you think about this game?
I agree with Anish in this regard. I think the Patriots are going to beat the Dolphins. And I think the biggest part of the reason we're going to beat them, even though we haven't beat them before while Tua has been there, is that Jalen Ramsey, one of their biggest star players, will not be playing for them. And the addition of Christian Gonzalez as a cornerback, I think he'll be able to at least lock one of the receivers, Jalen Waddle or Tyreek Hill, down. So I think that puts us in a pretty close win. I'd say 3 to 4 points.
Okay, I have to agree with you guys. I think it's always a tricky game to call. Even last year, even with the very anemic offense, they were still had chances to beat the Dolphins. Just that the Patriots defense has to step up and stop Tua. Tua is, again, he's just a concussion away from not even playing in this league anymore. I feel that the Patriots, even though they have Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, with their new offense, they'll be able to move the ball against the Dolphins. Jalen Ramsey is a good call out Akshay, and I think the Patriots will win. So let's go to the third game. We'll come back to all the records after we're all done. The Patriots at the Aaron Rodgers Jets at Meadowlands. I was actually on another podcast with my good friend Anthony Carducci, and I called for the win. So I'm just going to stick with that, with the Patriots win. So Patriots are 3-0 in my mind. And go ahead, Anish.
So there's really one statistic that is what I'm basing this game off of, and that's 14 straight wins for the Pats in 7 years. And I think regardless of who the Jets have, they have an Aaron Rodgers led offense this year. But I think what people are failing to acknowledge is that Aaron Rodgers went 8-9 last year. He was far from that MVP form he had the 2 years prior. Sure, the Jets have a lot of playmakers, but Bill Belichick always does something against the Jets, especially Aaron Rodgers, who has not had a lot of success against him in the past. So I think the Pats are going to come away with this one. Look for a late Aaron Rodgers pick or a late fumble by one of the Jets running backs, usually what the Pats do to try to beat this team.
Okay. All right, Akshay?
Now, I'm going to be a little bit more pessimistic in this route. I think the Patriots are going to lose, but I think it's also going to be another close loss. And I think this is because last year the Jets almost beat us twice. Remember that? And that was with Zach Wilson, right? Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers could not be like two different levels of skill and different levels of success. I think Aaron Rodgers with this cast, which we have seen to be a very talented cast on offense, and with this defense, which has been very successful in like the past year, I think they are going to beat the Patriots. I think it's also going to be a close one because I do not think Rodgers is going to be as good as a hype gets, but he's still going to beat us.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's good call. I mean, different from both Anish and I. The next one will be the second road game that they are going to go. They're going to travel down to Dallas to face the Cowboys. I think, well, it's been very interesting that I saw that Zeke Elliott made like a trip down to the Patriots. Not sure if that'll come to fruition, but I have a feeling that on the road, this may be a loss in my mind. So I'm just going to call for a Patriots loss against the Cowboys. I mean, Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys, I think they'll have the energy in the room, in the stadium, and I think they are going to come up with a victory. And Anish, what do you think?
Yeah, I think this is also going to be a loss. I don't really see the Patriots going back-to-back road wins, especially going from the Jets and Aaron Rodgers to a Cowboys team that, although their quarterback play is very up and down, they still have a lot of playmakers. They have a good defense. I really don't think the Pats are going to come away with this one, so
Okay.
I see a loss there.
Honestly, I think the Patriots will win in this game. I just feel like Dak Prescott isn't good enough, and he hasn't looked very good in camp so far this year. And I don't think their defense is going to live up, except for maybe Micah Parsons. Obviously, he's going to be amazing. And honestly, I can see the Patriots coming away with a pretty decent win here. Maybe one or even two scores possible.
Okay, that's good. So where are we right now? So we are, I'm at 3-1. You guys are both at 2-2. Now comes the next NFC team. They're actually coming to town. Saints at the Patriots. Did Saints just sign Derek Carr? I believe so. So let's see what that'll. I'm actually going to call. I think the Saints are still up and down. They still have a great defense, no doubt about it. But they're actually coming to Foxborough. They're not coming. They're not playing in the Dome, and it's a 1 p.m. start game. I have a feeling that Mac Jones and the Patriots will come with the victory over the Saints, and I think to me it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I don't really think Derek Carr is going to do much against this Patriots defense. If the Patriots defense is going to be able to hold up against guys like Aaron Rodgers and Tua and Jalen Hurts, Derek Carr is going to be no problem, especially because he has next to no weapons in New Orleans. And New Orleans always has...
They do have Michael Thomas, but...
Michael Thomas is one injury away from never playing because he's played less games in the past 3 years than a lot of the best receivers. So I don't think the Saints are going to be able to win this game in Gillette.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think the NFC South is probably the weakest division in football this year, and I don't think the Saints are going to be able to show much against the Patriots this year.
Okay, now the Patriots go back, this time all the way to Las Vegas, where, as you all know, what happened with Jacoby Myers' so-called lateral, which kind of backfired, and Chandler Jones picked up and scored. So this time they face, they go from an ex-Raiders quarterback to an ex-Patriots quarterback in Jimmy Garoppolo, who's paired with, of course, Josh McDaniels, our good friend. So this, I feel that the Patriots may be a revenge game. I think they're really going to win against the Raiders. I don't see them losing it. I mean, obviously, the Raiders defense is still, they do have like okay players there. Crosby is good, but I don't think they have anything more than that. So I'm calling for the Pats win. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think the Pats are going to win this game. The Raiders' defense last year was atrocious. It was really bad. And the only reason why the Pats didn't put many points on the board is because we had a defensive coordinator calling plays. So I think Billy O'Brien coming back here, I think Mac's actually going to have one of his best games of the year here, even though it's on the road. Vegas had so many Pats fans last year. I don't think that's going to change this year. And going from Derek Carr to Jimmy Garoppolo and losing Darren Waller this year, plus Jacoby Myers he was good for the Pats, but there's a reason why we signed Juju over him. It hurt at the time, but Juju's better at run after the catch. So I think the Patriots are going to win this game. I don't think they're going to have much trouble with the Raiders' defense.
I think this is going to be a closer game than both of you think, and I think that is because Josh McDaniels with the Patriot-style quarterback, with the Patriot-style receiver, and a Patriot-style offense, right? It's going to be very interesting to see two teams with similar offense, similar play calling, similar play styles. And I think the Patriots are going to be a little bit better off having the better coaching experience and having better play calls. And I think it's going to be like a really, really close game. Maybe a last-second field goal will end it, but I still think the Patriots are going to win.
Okay. All right. I mean, this one is the tough one. Bills coming to the Patriots. I mean, just like Brady owned the Bills, I think Josh Allen is a tough nut to crack. I think the Patriots have not been able to figure them out. I typically think a sweep is out of question sometimes in a tough AFC, but I was leaning toward the Patriots, but just knowing Josh, I don't feel that the Patriots are going to win this game. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs will be too much for the Patriots. The Patriots will keep it close. I mean, who knows? This is a game that could bounce either way, but they will keep it much closer than previously, but the Bills are going to come up with a win.
Yeah, I think I agree with one statement. They'll keep it close, but not for the entire game. They'll keep it close for one quarter, and then they're going to get blown out. The Pats are not going to win this game. I think just like Brady destroyed the Bills every time, he's 33-3 against them in his career. I think the script is flipped. I don't think the Pats have beat the Bills in a game where the conditions were normal in 3-4 years. So I don't think that's really going to continue. I think the Pats are going to lose by a couple scores here.
I think Josh Allen's too talented. Stephon Diggs is too talented, even with the addition of Christian Gonzalez. Their offense is too potent and too hard for the Patriots to stop. Josh Allen is too big of a threat, both on the ground and in the air. And I don't think our offense can go pound to pound with the Bills. I think it's going to be a sizable victory for the Bills.
Okay. All right. I mean, the next one, going back on the road again, going to South Florida, this time against the Dolphins again. I don't know if Tua is going to last this long because of the concussion story he has. I have a feeling that it's going to be some other quarterback playing for the Dolphins at the time, and the Patriots are probably going to come up with this win. They always have a tough time. Even when Brady played for the Patriots, they had a tough time in South Florida. But this time it's in October, much better weather. I have a feeling that Billy O'Brien will come up with enough points, and the Patriots defense will come up with a couple, maybe one score to win this game. So I'm calling for the Pats win against the Dolphins.
Yeah, I have to go the other way. I think the Pats aren't going to win this game solely because even when Brady was here, they couldn't beat the Dolphins in 2 games in regular season. They split almost every single year. That's when Tom Brady was here. It's just going down to South Florida has just always been tough for New England. I think, especially if Tua's healthy, there's no chance they win this game. If it's another quarterback, maybe, but still going down to South Florida is never easy. So I think the Pats are going to lose this game. I do think it'll be close if there's another quarterback, but if Tua's there, I think it'll be a 10-point game or so.
Okay, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't have faith in the Patriots all when it comes to South Florida. They do not know how to play in Miami. I don't know if it's a thing. It's like Bill Belichick can't coach there. It's like our players can't play there. And I don't think we really stand a chance in South Florida.
Okay, so we got the next game, which is the Commanders. And I mean, I'm not even going to go down and see who's the quarterback there right now. I think the Patriots are going to win. The Commanders probably the weakest team in the NFC East. I have a feeling the Patriots are going to come back and win the game against the Commanders. So I'm calling for the Patriots win. So far.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think, regardless of whoever the Commanders put out a quarterback, whether it's Howell or I don't even know if Carson Wentz is still there. But I think regardless, the Patriots are going to win this game, especially if it's Howell. Belichick is going to terrorize them. He's going to send blitz packages. It's not going to really matter. And they have a lot of good weapons, but if you don't have a good
they have good defense. I mean,
they have a good defense, but if you don't have a quarterback, you can't win this league. So this is a win for the Pats.
Yeah, no, Belichick against inexperienced quarterbacks, it's not a very fair deal for him. I think it's going to be a pretty big win for the Patriots. It's going to be a strong point for the Patriots this season.
Okay, so at this point I'm at 7-2, which is kind of surprises me, and you guys are both at 5-4. Maybe much more realistic, but I'm a very excited Patriots fan this year. The next one is the Colts, and this is actually interesting. I think this is going to be, I think it's in Germany if I'm not mistaken, because it's a 9:30 a.m. Eastern start for the Patriots against the Colts. The Colts, I mean, they drafted a great QB from Anthony Richardson from Florida, but it's a rookie quarterback against Bill Belichick. They still have some questions on their defense and their all-our offense. I have a feeling that the Patriots are going to win this game against the Colts.
Yeah, I totally agree. Just like I said about the Commanders, young quarterback, in this case a rookie quarterback, and especially if Jonathan Taylor still holds out, he doesn't even have that security blanket to fall back on in the running back position. And in Germany, the Pats have a huge fan base, so I think basically they'll have home field advantage. Rookie quarterback, I think the Pats are going to win this game.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like my brother said, rookie quarterback, shaky offensive situation with Jonathan Taylor, and it's just the Patriots, easy win for them, and I think it's going to be a strong one going to the bye.
Yep, and I think it was a revenge game for the Patriots because I know they had the Colts last time when they played, and they lost to the Colts, right?
They beat the Colts by 20.
When did they? Oh,
last year.
Last year. You're right. Maybe the year before that. Maybe
year before that. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm mistaken. Yep, you're right. I stand corrected. Good call, guys. All right. The next one is the team that's always gotten the Patriots in the Super Bowl. The Patriots at the Giants at Meadowlands. They go back, and Saquon Barkley could be playing. I mean, Daniel Jones, I still don't trust him. I have a feeling that the Patriots will be able to pull up with a victory. Again, it's a 1 p.m. game on November 26th. They should be able to come up with a victory there.
So I think for me, this is the first real toss-up of the year. I think this solely depends on how the Pats start. On the road, sure, against one of the Patriots' most hated foes in the Giants. I think this solely depends on how many mistakes Daniel Jones makes versus how many mistakes Mac Jones makes. Whoever can keep the ball, safe from the opposing team is going to win this game. I'm going to be cautiously optimistic here and go with the Patriots win. But like I said, it's a toss-up. Anything can happen here. So I'm going to give the Pats the win here.
I think it's also a toss-up for me, but I'm just going to have to go the other way here. And I think that is because the Giants in the NFC East have to obviously be competitive, and that means their team is going to have to train harder, train better, and all that stuff, right? And I think that Daniel Jones' performance last year was not a fluke, and that he actually has proven the ability to play at a high level. I think his contract is a little bit over the top, but I still think he's a good player. And I think that this will be a very close loss. And I think it has a possibility to win, but I still think I'm going to stay with the loss here.
Okay. All right. Let's ramp up the last few games here. The next one is the Justin Herbert coming off a big contract against the Patriots. One thing about this is another West Coast team that's traveling all the way to the East Coast. Belichick has always had Justin Herbert's number. The Patriots beat them on the road, I believe, twice, right, back to back. So that's a good call out, Anish. I have a feeling that the Patriots will come up with a win back home, and I think they go up to 10-2 for me, and I'm almost surprised to say that. Anyway,
yeah, I think the Pats will beat the Chargers as well. I think West Coast team coming across. Herbert's still young. Chargers defense is okay. They have a lot of good playmakers. I think the Patriots defense can kind of throw a lot of looks at him. Like my dad said, they beat him twice. They blew him out by 45 in the COVID year in 2020, and then they beat him the next year on a late pick six in Los Angeles once again. So I think now at home, I think the Patriots are going to have a good chance to get this done.
And with Justin Herbert, I feel like he's a very on and off player. He's very inconsistent. I think the best example of this is the wild card game against the Jaguars, where their first half performance was amazing, their second half performance was abysmal. And I think against this Patriots defense, this Bill Belichick coach team, like my brother said, he will throw a lot of confusing looks at him. He will try to confuse Herbert as much as he can, and I think that will be enough to ensure a victory for the Patriots.
okay. The next one is the perennial. This used to be one of the marquee games when Brady and Ben Roethlisberger played, but the Patriots go to the Steel City on the road. It's an 8:15 p.m. game. This is the one where I think I might go the other way, because one of the things that I always see is that when you think the Patriots are doing well, there's always a game that kind of stumbles you. This is a game that the Steelers will be on a high home game, and I believe it's a December 7th, 8:15 p.m. I'm not sure if it's a Sunday night game or a Monday night game, but this could be a loss for the Patriots.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think after back-to-back great wins, the Patriots are gonna come in really, really flat. They're gonna come in on a high note, and I think especially these late, like whether it's a Sunday night, Monday night games, we've seen it even when Brady was here. They traveled to Miami after like 3 consecutive wins and then just get destroyed in the first half, and then have to try to come back and not be able to. Happened against Houston a couple years ago. It's been a recurring theme, especially this last couple of years. I think the Patriots are going to lose this game with a late mistake, some pick or a fumble or something.
Yeah, I'm going to agree on this one too. I think we're on the same mindset here. The Patriots, at least recently, can never seem to have continued success and get the victories that they need to get. I think it's going to be a very disappointing loss for the Patriots, especially going to the next game against the Chiefs. I don't think this is going to be a very good look for them.
Yeah, and I think the next one is the Chiefs coming into town. I know one thing that, of all the teams that I've seen, Belichick has gotten a good handle on Patrick Mahomes. He's done a pretty good job keeping it slow. Even when Brian Hoyer went and played, when Cam Newton was the quarterback, they kept it very close. They should have won that game if not for Brian Hoyer's mistakes. But just watching that Netflix documentary, what Patrick Mahomes is, he's the next great one. I don't feel that the Patriots have a chance against the Chiefs. I think they're going to win. I would want to call for the Patriots win, but I don't think there's any chance.
Oh yeah, the Patriots are losing this by like 10 or more. There's no chance they beat Mahomes. Especially after that bad loss, if they lose that game in Pittsburgh, regardless of whether they're home or not, Patrick Mahomes is going to dice up this defense. It doesn't matter what you throw at him. He's going to destroy this defense. So I have a loss.
I don't think this is going to be the worst game of the year. I think that's probably reserved for like the Bills game or something like that. But I think this is going to be a horrible showing for the Patriots. I don't think there's a single team in the NFL that can consistently stop Mahomes. And I don't think even without a number one receiver like Tyreek Hill, you can't really stop Travis Kelce. I don't think anyone in the league has really found an answer for him yet. And I just think this is going to be a really, really big loss for the Patriots. I think Mahomes is going to roll in, destroy us, and then roll out.
Okay. All right. I think the next one is the Mile High game, which is against the Broncos. against Russell Wilson and the new head coach, Sean Payton, who made some very controversial comments about Nathaniel Hackett. I have a feeling that the Patriots always have a tough time in Denver, but they're going to come up with a win here.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with that. Sean Payton's a great coach, but he's not a miracle worker. So, and also another thing, Russell Wilson just lost Tim Patrick again. It's really sad, heartbreaking thing. He tore his ACL last year, was out for an entire year, then tore his Achilles in training camp. So 2 consecutive years he misses. And then there's also the issues with Cortland Sutton, Judy, if one of them is going to get moved, which I don't think it'll happen, but you never know in this league. The NFL is a business. I think the Patriots are going to win this game, even though it's in Mile High. I just think that Russell Wilson might have lost his skills, especially after the abysmal year last year. And even if he does recover, it's tough to come back after a bad season like that.
Okay.
I think Russell Wilson hasn't lost his skills. I still think his performance was greatly impacted by having such horrible coaching in Nathaniel Hackett. And I think the addition of Sean Payton will make them into a relatively good team. I don't think they'll be amazing, but I think they'll be obviously a lot better than last year. But all that said, I still think the Patriots are going to be a stronger team. I think they're going to have the edge over Russell Wilson, and I think we're going to come away with a solid victory.
Okay. All right. The next one, I'm not even going to go. It's actually at Orchard Park against the Bills. And I think it's just too tough to beat the Bills on the road. I'd be surprised if the Patriots score more than like 16 points there. I think the Bills are going to roll. This is going to be a very easy victory for the Bills. I think they're going to be swept. I mean, very heartbreaking to say that. The Patriots are going to get swept by the Bills again. And that's how it's going to be.
Yeah, the Patriots aren't winning this game either. This is like a tough one again. They're going to go into Orchard Park late season. Like the schedule makers did not do them any favors, having the Bills and the Chiefs within 3 weeks of each other. But going to Orchard Park, I don't think they're really going to be able to come away with this one. They're probably going to lose by 2 scores or so. So that'll set up a very interesting final week.
Yeah, honestly, this is probably the worst game they're going to have this whole entire year. I think they have never had good showings against the Bills in normal games, right? The closest they've gone is probably the last game of last year, right? And I think that was a game where we let up 2 special teams touchdowns. And I think that kind of just goes to show.
And they actually played well there. Mac Jones actually played well. They opened up the offense in the first half, but it almost looked like, Matt Patricia came up with his own play calling, and then the second half it kind of became all over. But you're right, 2 special team scores. You're never going to win a game. So you're calling for a Bills win again.
Oh yeah, Bills win. I think it's going to be like 45 to like 24 or something like that.
All right,
or maybe like 31 to 17.
Even last year, Mac on those 3 touchdown drives the Pats had last year, he had a perfect completion percentage. So I think, obviously, like we've talked about, Bill O'Brien is going to make a big difference in this offense. I think even in camp, they already look good. This new rookie receiver, Demario Douglas, is apparently...
I think he's going to make the team.
He's going to make the team. He's competing for that wide receiver 4 spot, maybe the 3. I think they've set in Parker and Juju as the 1 and 2. I think Juju 1, Parker 2. And then Bourne at that 3. And I think that 4 is between Thornton, Demario Douglas, and maybe Keyshawn Butte. But it looks like Demario Douglas is really winning the hearts of Belichick so far.
Okay, we come to the last game. Jets at the Patriots. And I think in my previous podcast, with my good buddy Anthony, I actually called for the Patriots win against the Jets. So I'm going to go with the Jets, even though I do see that they have to play Mahomes, Allen, and Rodgers almost like
4 weeks.
3 times in 4 weeks. So I'm calling for the win for the Patriots. And I think with that, mine would be a 12-5 season, I think. So, Aneesh?
Yeah, I'm also going to call for the Pats win. I actually think, I'm just looking at the schedule here. I think this could be for a playoff spot here. I think it could be a win you're in, lose you're out. At home, this very well could be like an 8:20 Sunday night start time. Pats-Jets, hated rivalry. I think this could easily become a win and in, and I think the Pats are going to come away with this.
Like you said, I think this is going to be a game for that last playoff spot. And just based off last year and in a lot of the couple of years where we've had that last game be so important. I don't think we can deliver. I think it's going to be a loss for the Patriots. I think it's going to be very close. It's going to be very heartbreaking. But I don't think we're going to be able to beat the Jets in such a pivotal game.
Okay, so Akshay has pretty much got the same record as what we have this week. So the Billy O'Brien experiment really is not improving any games, which I find it surprising. I think you have a 10-7. Maybe they make the playoffs. I have a 12-5, which is kind of interesting because in my podcast with my friend, I called for the Jets 12-5. So it's going to be very interesting how this is going to be. I think the AFC East, when both my friend and I were talking, is the strongest division, I think. And I have a feeling that that's how it's going to be. But we will not do the playoffs right now. So thank you guys for doing this podcast with me. It was actually fun. And looking forward to the game starting on, I would say, when is the first game? That starts on September 10th. All right?
Yep.
Thank you.